Welcome back to Real Estate Mindset. Today's video is going to be absolutely bonkers. It is Sunday morning's live video. And real quick, if you guys are on the sidelines, I just always want to make it a point. If you're on the sidelines, remember to be working on your purchasing power, your credit, your income, your assets. Take all of the knowledge that you're learning, whether it's on the internet or YouTube, and use that knowledge to understand your actual market that you're interested in purchasing in. And don't forget, you guys, use the data, not your emotions, to find the deal. Now, if you've already purchased, just be aware of the potential of what could happen. Prepare for the worst. You can hope for the best. But today, you guys, we're going to go over a few things. I think you guys are going to love it. It's going to be a pretty in-depth breakdown. But first, before I begin, let me say good morning to everyone. Elijah, you were the first person to comment. Really appreciate all your support, Elijah. Night Cream, definitely support you, brother. I see you, man. I definitely appreciate all your support. And look, here's one of the champs right here, Melissa. Miss, I always appreciate you. You and Dave, you guys. So Melissa right here, you guys see on the screen. Dave as well. These guys are just absolute beasts. They always have the first place comments, or usually always, but it may not mean it may not be a lot. It may not seem like a lot, but it means a lot to me. It just shows that you guys appreciate what I'm doing. So I really appreciate that, Melissa. Congratulations on kicking butt. Kim, good morning to you as well. Really appreciate you, Kim. Todd, really happy that you're here, man. Happy that you're listening. As always, boom, boom, boom. Rob, the housing market got me all confused and completely frustrated. Yes, I know, me too, Rob, but we're going to go into a lot of it today. And don't forget, Rob, this, okay? Quantitative easing. $400 billion was injected into the economy back in March, the beginning of March, say end of February. And if we look at all the trends were exactly on our side as far as wanting, when I say on our side, as far as wanting the housing market to reset or additional price corrections. Scrog, from the beginning, brother, I can't tell you how much I love you, man. Every one of you guys really helps me, keep going. I almost have 700 videos, you guys. It's really hard for me to stay creative. Paul, appreciate you. Ryan, welcome, brother. Thank you for joining us. Ima, Johnny. I read ahead and I read Johnny's comments. I'm going to get through this quickly, guys. Ima, from the beginning, appreciate you, girl. Always appreciate you. I am trolling someone, Johnny, with this rainbow trout, but it's not you that I'm trolling. I'm actually trolling someone else because he can't catch a rainbow trout. It's actually one of my mentors. So I'm kind of just trolling him, ha ha, I caught a rainbow trout. Good morning, Johnny. Let's see here. Good morning, Weston. I'm already emotional, man. I'll be honest with you. Good morning, Eric. WTH. Definitely appreciate you guys. I'm going to get through this. Paris, I appreciate you commenting as always. Power moves in the house. Power moves for veterans in the house. I love James. I didn't know that was you, James. That's James. That's one of my boys right there, James. I didn't even know that was you, man. I was like, wait a minute, Power Moves for Veterans. And I saw a picture. This is my dude right here. James and I have actually trained together. If you guys want to know what I really do, when the camera's not on and how I, help people and train, this man right here can testify to all the things I do. James, it's nice to see you, man. Looks like you got a new channel. I love it. Mike, good morning. Paul, Eric, GTC, WTH, appreciate you, WTH, and I am blessed. I got how blessed am I? I got two I ams. Okay, we got I am blessed, and then we also have I am day. Both are really wonderful people. Really feel lucky with our community, you guys. And don't forget, on all my videos, I see you. Don't forget, you guys, on all of my videos, don't forget to comment and even read the comments, because there are some really juicy comments in our community that really, I think that some of these comments can help us grow. Even myself, I learned so much from you guys and your perspectives and intel and really your boots on the ground. And no more than Jeff, you guys. I'm worried about my man, Jeff. Johnny, I don't know if you have, what's up, Sean? From the very beginning, Sean, love you, brother. Love you. Love you, sir. Jake, appreciate you. Good morning, sir. But my point is, Johnny, I talked to Jeff, okay? Jeff found a house that he loves, that he wanted to buy. So I had a really, really long heart-to-heart with Jeff M, because Jeff M, you guys that have been following my channel, is a subscriber. He's been there from the beginning. I reached out to him, kind of wanted to bring him into our community to kind of lift him up. He's been frustrated. And he found a house that he loves that it seems to be an okay price, right? Maybe it's not a great deal, but it's an okay deal. And it's something that he loves. And my thing to Jeff was brother, here's the thing, okay? When it comes to your primary residence, yes, we want to buy it like it's an investment property, okay? We do. And that's why we talk about investment strategies to use on a primary residence. But he found that. I was like, Jeff, man, like, here's the thing with your primary, all right? If you find a good deal, if you love the house, if you can afford it, if you're not overextending, if you're aware that you may have to wait out the housing market for 10 years, go for it, brother, right? Go for it hesitantly. Obviously I'm trying to tell him just, wait till we get to December, December, February, because it's usually better to buy real estate. But the thing is, talking to Jeff, and he knows this, and I really love it. I love all of you guys, to be honest. But he was going to overextend himself. He was going to take all his money and spend all his money on paying all cash for the house. I'm like, brother, like, you're worried about your job, that's very dangerous. It's very dangerous to like overextend yourself when you're purchasing a house. And unfortunately, you guys, that's a lot of what is happening right now. These well-qualified buyers, most of them are pushing their qualification or their loan approval to the very maximum. So we're not seeing conservative buyers. We're seeing buyers YOLOing, right? Just completely sending it, maxing it out. Now, obviously, it's putting them into a box of risky financing. If anything changes, Johnny knows this as well. If anything changes to their financial situation, it could be extremely bad for them. So I'm going to get started here. This is from John in Houston and other areas. How are the shelter construction subdivisions going to magically become as valuable as nearby homes that weren't just thrown together? That's a good question, John. And I would argue, John, I don't see how they could. Well, first of all, John, I mean, it depends on the builder, in my opinion. It depends on the construction crew. But overall, these new construction homes, I got to stop looking at Johnny. He knows how to troll me so well. These new construction homes, really, really bad situation. I want to tell you guys, I actually finally got a cease and desist letter. And it wasn't from Lennar. I know what you're thinking. Did I get a cease and desist letter from Lennar? I did not get it from Lennar. I got it from a development that I kind of exposed, and it's all true. But I'm asking myself, should I fight the cease and desist letter? It would cost me $15,000 probably. I'll probably win it. But I'm like, man, like, I don't know if I want to do this. They got it completely wrong. And when they sent the cease and desist letter, they made the mistake of assuming that I have my channel to generate leads. And I got to tell you guys, it's so freeing not generating leads, because if I don't generate leads, then I can be completely free, right? I don't have to follow TREC and MLS laws and regulation, because I'm not generating leads and I'm not making money off of people. So I think it's a great case, but I don't know if I want to spend $15,000 to fight it, you guys. I may just roll over. I don't know. But why would I want to spend $15,000? Anyways, very interesting, very Vital. Good morning, Vital. Good morning, Griffin. Appreciate you, Griffin. Let me show you guys what we're going to go in today. And don't worry, everything will be chaptered as always. Let me just make sure I could flip this real quick. So we're going to go over the market. And then after we go over the market, we're going to go into this report right here, guys. Really good report. There's a clear winner in today's housing market, and it's not the buyer. And it's also not the sellers. It's not the sellers. So like all of these people that think they're house rich, they can't access their equity. What are they going to do with it, right? Some people can, I'm just saying. It's not all it's cracked up to be. And then we're going to briefly go into this article, just a few bullet points here. This article is the housing market suggests that the U.S. economy dodged the recession bullet and is posed for more growth ahead. So that's an interesting one. We're also going to go into this video right here. And I want you guys to listen to what the bulls are saying, because basically it appears the Federal Reserve is trying to make everyone happy. So this video is wild. And then we're going to go into this video, you guys. This is going to go in, a bit to how bad the home insurance actually is, especially in Florida. I mean, the cost of home ownership right now, it's insane. And the school loans haven't even started. So after that, we're going to go into the census data, because I want to show you guys the updated information as far as vacant homes. The amount of vacant homes we have in the US right now is destroying us. It's absolutely destroying us. So, and right now, you guys, we have 15 million. You can see that right here. I'll go into this more. And then I'm going to go into this article. This is a heavy, heavy article right here. I found this very, very sad and intriguing. It's going to go into basically the homeless situation as compared to the vacant home situation. So it's really going to highlight homelessness and like what the heck is with all these vacant houses. But in other words, you guys, that's what we're going to be going into today. I hope you like it. Again, it will be chaptered, but the first thing is first, there's Jeff. Jeff, tell everyone what you decided to do, brother. I told him a little bit about your situation. I didn't want to put words in your mouth. I feel like we're tight, so I can kind of like speak a little bit on what you're doing, man. But if you don't want me to, I'll shut up. And also, if you want to jump on this podcast, Jeff, let me know, man. And Melissa, where'd Melissa go? As soon as I said, Melissa, you want to come on the podcast? I don't see Melissa anymore. Melissa, come on the podcast. But anyways, let me take this off of here. All right, so we'll get this started right now, y'all. I got to do this carefully. So we're going to start by looking at the 10-year treasury. Okay, let me do this timestamp because we're going to go over the market stuff right now. So going over the market update just briefly, you guys, and I'm going to do another live maybe tomorrow, and we'll do a market analysis. We'll, just remind everyone how to find a good deal. But right now, the 10-year is just, it's on a roller coaster ride. If you guys really look at this, but the 10-year dropped about 6 basis points to end out last week, sitting at about 3.737. So, it's kind of looking like the Federal Reserve, Jerome Powell, wants mortgage interest rates in 6.5% to 7% range. Okay. So that's not a bad thing. That's actually something that we want because ultimately, we do need more supplies, but we did end at 3.737 on the 10-year. Now, take a look at interest rates for mortgages. We ended Friday sitting at 6.92% on the 30-year. And again, you guys, when you have bad credit or you don't have your 20% down payment, or really if you're just in a normal situation, oh, Danny, what's up, Danny? Kim, if you're in a normal situation, your rate's going to be substantially higher than what you're saying here. Johnny, what are you doing, Johnny? Johnny's throwing up super chats. People should buy a home ASAP. Housing only goes up and they could just refinance later. ARM loans will save some money till rates come back down. So, Johnny, why are you doing this to me, Johnny? I love this, man. You guys, let me tell you, Johnny, first of all, let me say I appreciate the support, brother. You know that. Also, you guys, just to give you guys a background on Johnny, sometimes I don't even know when he's trolling and when he's not, but, he's wants what we want. He wants a correction. He has money to invest in real estate. He's deciding to step out as well. Okay. Now, he's also a super cool guy and very entertaining. So he likes to get a reaction out of us, but don't be picking on this man. And Johnny, I saw your comments the other day. You're like, Travis, come help. And I was like, nah, man. Like I was too tired. I was like, I ain't helping you, Johnny. You got yourself in this mess. Johnny, I love you. But you guys, Noel, you guys, I just want, big shout out to Noel. Thank you, Noel, for all of the support. I've been seeing all the support. From the bottom of my heart, from my family and I, we appreciate you specifically. Very encouraging, all of your comments. Just wanted to say thank you. So let me get back to this, you guys. Johnny, you're funny. Johnny. So Johnny totally messed my train of thought. I was ready to go, all hyped up, and Johnny got me lightened up. Johnny, why'd you get me lightened up? It's easier for me to be like all crazy. But anyways, you guys, here's the market. I feel like every time I do a live video, it seems like the interest rates are always 6.9 something. Isn't this pretty wild to you guys? So very, very unaffordable right now, obviously in the housing market. You guys know that. Your plan did work, Johnny. All right, now let me go into here. Now, this first article that we're going to go into, you guys, I'm going to put a timestamp right here, okay? So we'll put a timestamp. Now, the name of this is essentially No One is Winning. So this article is going to point out who exactly is winning, and then I'll do a conclusion on why I think it's essentially fake. I think it's a little bit nonsense. But again, really good article. So I'll read this for you guys. We'll go over some of the data. The name of this article, there's a clear winner in today's housing market. Hint, it's not the buyer. And we could pretty much all have guessed it's not the buyer right now. And why is it not the buyer, you guys? 2 reasons. Well, I will say 3 reasons. Really high prices, really high interest rates, and really low inventory. So if you're buying right now, you're settling. Generally, you're settling on something that is extremely unaffordable when comparing fundamentals, right? Fundamentals. Jeff, tell everyone what happened, Jeff. Tell everyone what happened with your home search. Jeff was, I don't even know if he put in an offer. He didn't conclude. He was going to think about it more. But Jeff, did you put in an offer yesterday? Tell us if you put in an offer. Here's my man Jeff right here, you guys. Show this man some encouragement. All right, this guy has been working his butt off to get ahead, saving his money, sacrificing. So he put an offer in, sacrificing all this stuff. And tell us, was it under market? Did you go under offer price or did you go at offer price? And also there was a bit of a wedge in that. But this man has been really trying to hang on. So I wish nothing but the best for you, Jeff. And you better not leave us hanging, okay? I want to know what's going on with your home purchasing journey, my man. And I want videos. I want pictures. I want to know what's happening, all right? So he did put it in. I'm interested. What type of offer? Did you go under market? Did you go under market? Anyways, let's get back into this. Yes, I went under market and it was already listing low. Okay. So good. So again, thank God. So Jeff isn't running out just like, fear, with the fear of missing out, getting in bidding wars. Okay. We just really want to make that point. Okay. Now let's get into this. I apologize, guys. A fistful of housing data this week essentially declared who is winning in the current housing market. It's certainly not home buyers. So I still hear realtors say it's never been a better time to buy. Do y'all still hear that in this market? Isn't that insane that people still say that? Anyways, it's certainly not home buyers who are picking through too few choices to buy at still high prices and elevated mortgage rates. It's not sellers, many of whom are not even in the game. Those who aren't ahead. What? That's a weird sentence. Those who aren't ahead, either because they're eventually become buyers. Okay, so basically it's saying they ain't winning. Now the real winner or winners, the home builders. Okay, so this article is going to go into the fact that home builders are winning right now, and I really want to make this point before we dig into here. Now, being boots on the ground, going to these establishments, these developments, and talking to these people, these sales reps and homes builders, I can tell you guys that the way that they're selling right now is they're throwing everything they have at buyers. They're trying to get buyers in the homes with almost no money out of pocket. And they're also giving super low interest rates. So I'm going to tell you guys again, they are offering absolutely ridiculous buying incentives right now. I mean, it's almost like, it's so crazy. Like, people can't compete with home builders because the insane incentives, like resale sellers, you can't touch home builders right now. The ability for them to get people into houses with like no money out of the pocket, a lot of people can't pull that off. So anyways, it's saying the home builders are the winners. An imbalance in supply and demand brought on by the down then up path mortgage rates took since the start of the pandemic has been a boon to builders. And they do know it. So they're saying they're a little bit cocky. Now, confidence among builders finally pushed into positive territory this month. That's the first time that it's been positive in 11 months, according to the National Association of Home Builders. Expectations for current sales and sales 6 months down the line were also cheery. And if you guys look here, we basically are back to where, as far as the confidence for home builders, this is like home builders saying, yeah, let's keep going, let's build right now. And honestly, guys, why wouldn't they if they can just build trash houses and no one can do anything about it? And not only that, remember, they have the arbitration agreements built in to special warranty deeds, and they try to transfer that provision to whoever buys the house down the road. So, and they're not regulated the same way by like loan officers through TREC and MLS and things like that. I mean, this is freaking crazy what they're getting away with right now. So they're a little bit happy. That's more than we can say about the homeowners, right? Really insane though, but they are getting away right now with, in my opinion, murder. I mean, financial murder, right? There is so little inventory available on the resale side that it's pushing buyers to pay the premium for new as compared to resale because there just isn't a lot out there that's desirable. So we're pretty pleased. And that is according to a new home builder. Okay. Now, just to put this into perspective, you guys, and I'm going to do a separate video. I'll release it early next week. The only reason I haven't put that video out yet is I'm waiting for 2 more Fred charts to update, which is the inventory, like how much inventory is in new builds, and then also median sales price for new builds. So that should update Monday, maybe Tuesday, but sometime earlier this week. And then when I have all 5 charts updated, I'm going to do another video. But this is absolutely astonishing. Single family housing starts in May jumped a whopping, really shocking, 18.5% from April to a seasonally adjusted rate of 997,000, or almost 1 million, according to the government data released this week. Building permits for single home construction rose to a seasonally adjusted rate of 897,000 units. That's up 5.8% from April. So a lot of multifamily going up as well on top of the single family residences. But builders, again, it's just really crazy because I think, and you guys know that we're basically almost on the back end of the seasonality to where they're just going to be sitting with this. And again, I don't even know if next year's seasonality, like next year's spring buying season, will we have this much energy that we did this year? I mean, this year is just, the buying demand is just blowing the seasonal trends out of the water. It's just really crazy. We have not seen that level in the 10 years prior to the pandemic. So builders are ramping up, the profits are turning in, and there's a financial incentive to produce more. So builders, in other words, you guys are going absolutely bananas right now. So again, if the housing market does go into a period of a slowdown again, especially if it's even worse next year, I'm telling you guys, these new home builders are just gonna be in a worse situation. So they're gambling that we're gonna have a soft landing. They're gambling that there's not gonna be any additional correction in real estate, in residential real estate. We already know there's a correction in commercial real estate, which makes me wonder why they are building so much commercial real estate right now. And I'm talking commercial multifamily. Nothing is really making too much sense to me. But again, if there's no recession, that's really what they're gambling. And honestly, I think the Federal Reserve is gambling on the housing market to keep us out of recession. And I'm here to say, like, hey, the housing market's overheated and you're breaking it. And actually, Jerome Powell told us that himself. He told us that himself. Anyways, these homes from the new builders are sorely needed, largely because current owners hold favorable mortgages. Why would you want to sell only to turn around and buy another more expensive house with a higher mortgage rate that's twice as high? So these people that are like, yeah, I'm rich because I have $200,000 in equity, they're trapped in their house, right? Just like some people are trapped on the sideline. So again, this story is essentially saying no one is winning right now except the new home builders. The numbers tell the story. Particularly, all homeowners with a mortgage have a current mortgage rate below 6%. About 4 in 5 homeowners with mortgages have an interest rate below 5%, and nearly a quarter have a rate below 3%. And you guys go ahead and check out my video. I did a Redfin video on interest rates. I thought it was a great video. I think it's about 5 videos deep. You guys can check that out. Really covered a lot of the interest rate stuff. So while the number of previously owned homes on the market did increase in May to 1.08 million units, that's still below the pre-pandemic norm of 1.9 million homes, according to NAR's release of existing home sales. That the total was the lowest count on record for the month of May. Okay, and obviously we know by now that the interest rates are really manipulating the housing market. I was going to say everyone knows that the interest rates are controlling the housing market, because that was true up until February when quantitative easing happened. So the thing is, the interest rates are not going to control the markets, the housing market, if quantitative easing still is happening. And that liquidity purge, right? Not a purge, but just injection of liquidity. We needed a purge. So this is going into the interest rates, you guys, basically just saying, how they had to adapt to that. And the way that the new home builders adapted to these high interest rates, you guys should know this, is by the insane buying incentives. You guys are offering basically paying all the closing costs, super low interest rate. Some of the developments qualify for USDA, which requires no down payment. It's insane. Now, the name of this article, and I'm only going to go over 3 bullet points, and then we're going to go on to the videos. The housing market suggests that the U.S. economy dodged the recession bullet and is posed for more growth ahead. So there's a lot of people that are flipping and saying potentially no more recession, or that obviously the recession is going to start Q3 of this year. Do y'all think that we would be talking about like the recession being pushed out if they wouldn't have done that bank bailout? I know I'm being a dead horse here, but they did inject hundreds of billions of dollars of liquidity back into our economy. That's a huge deal. That propped everything back up. And in fact, it's actually worse than that, because they also allowed these companies, ultra rich, to reset the toxic assets that they had. But can I do that? Are they going to do that to the homeowners with 7% interest rates? Will they reset their interest rates? The answer is no. So we, again, end up paying for that. We always pay for this. It's just so messed up to me. We pay for the bank bailout, y'all. And how did we pay? We're paying these prices, paying these interest rates. It's insane to me. I wish it would just stop. Recent strength in the housing market suggests the U.S. economy may have dodged a recession, according to the Carson Group. But, again, We'll see how much longer this is going to last, because they're throwing everything at these buyers, y'all. Everything in the book at these buyers. Housing starts did surge nearly 22% in May, while building permits also rose, indicating builders are confident about demand. Okay. Last bullet point. Housing historically bottomed prior to the end of the recession and has typically led the economy out of one. So, in other words, let's push this here, and we're going to go in, and I'm going to set up this next queue, okay? Do y'all agree with that? Do y'all think that we're out of the recession? There's a couple areas of thought. So some people think, like me, that they are basically just continuing to prop up the market, kicking the can down the road. We know that already because of the bank bailout. So they strengthened, and you guys, it wasn't just the 3 failed banks. Many banks use a discount window. So I'm pretty sure we would be in a recession if it wasn't for that. Let me know if you guys agree. Do you guys think that the Federal Reserve is going to take us to this soft landing because they're just going to continue to do quantitative easing when something breaks? And I'm going to say, you want to know what's broken right now, you guys? The American dream of home ownership is broken. Are they going to fix that? I think they should. Owning a home is important. People want to own the roof over their head. Okay, shelter is one of the biggest, most important things. I think they broke the American dream of home ownership. And I think that needs to be fixed. But instead of that, it appears that Jerome Powell is just making everyone happy that he can. So we'll pull up a video. Y'all, it gets me a little bit triggered. I'm so sorry. So frustrating, you guys. I remember the feeling that I had when they did that. It was just so yucky feeling. Nikki, what's up, girl? What's up, Jim? And yeah, I mean, Jim just called it. I mean, Jim, we don't even have the layoffs yet. We don't even have the layoffs yet. Nikki, appreciate you, girl, from the very beginning. Yeah, until elections, also very, very possible. All right, you guys, take a listen to this video. Do me a favor, let me know that the audio is good. This is a crazy video. It's basically someone that's incredibly bullish. So just take a listen to this, and if you guys can, let me know that the audio is good. Okay, we're gonna play this right now. I'm gonna look for comments, making sure the audio is good. It's about a 4-minute video, you guys, and I hope you enjoy.
Okay, so but the market is fighting back. Why? Because there's a mega cap put underneath the market. It's the mega caps once again. So initially it was Microsoft, it was Nvidia, it was Apple, it was Meta. Well, guess what? Now Amazon's joining the party. Amazon's at its highest level since September of 2022.
Because they just announced an AI play today that they're going all in on. That stock you just saw 3.5%. So,
which is a catalyst in the early innings in 2023. So if the bulls are going to be defeated, and they're in control right now, if the bulls are going to be defeated, you have to tell me, how is it exactly you're going to break the fever that currently exists in mega cap equities? Because every day it's saving the tape. Look at S&P equal weighted today. S&P equal weighted is underperforming the S&P by 50 basis points. That's something that just continues to act in continuance. So the script is in place. I've said I think Q3 could be a flat to negative quarter. But on the other side of that, you have the mega cap put that's in place, and that's going to lead markets to resume the overall positive trend of 23.
But see, the only way that the bulls can stay in control, some would suggest, is for the once lagging sectors to continue to do well.
I disagree with that.
Industrial, well, how otherwise can the bulls stay in control? So everything else can lag, and tech is going to just carry the day until it doesn't?
Because you continue to see multiple expansion in mega cap equities.
But how long can that last?
I understand. Listen, logically, you would say to yourself, not much longer. But how high is high and how low is low? That's a question that you never want to ask yourself when you're trading or investing.
So Fed is still hawkish, whether it's the chair himself, Bowman, or Waller overnight was obviously hawkish. Econ's a little dicey, right? We think it's going to weaken more. Valuations are kind of rich, right? So are the bulls really able to stay in control in the face of all of that? Now, they have been, but for how long?
They're in control because of the predominance of mega cap equities. That's why they're in control. You're mentioning the Federal Reserve. It's not just the Federal Reserve. It's the Bank of England with a surprise hike. You talk about an economy.
A surprise of 50.
Again, the premise that the economy we're going to have a soft landing and the economy is actually resilient and the economy is accelerating. How could anyone say that if you look at a 2 versus a 10-year and the deep inversion, not only here in the United States, look overseas, look at Germany. Germany's 2 versus 10, deepest inversion since 1992. That's not a sign of growth in the economy.
But you say none of it matters as long as mega cap tech has a bid.
Because it's the only place you could find growth. It's the only place that you could find within earnings the consistency of double-digit earnings and revenue growth.
Yeah, but what happens if in this, so we're right on the edge of the second half of the year, okay? Now, we've been a lot stronger for a lot longer than I think a lot of people thought we'd be by this point. You'd agree with that, whether it's the consumer,
100%.
the economy at large, and for that matter, the market.
Correct.
The thought, though, is that once you turn the page into the second half, the rubber starts to hit the road of all the Fed has done, that jobless claims today, remain elevated, that the employment picture is going to get worse, that the consumer is finally going to get tapped out at some point, and spending, as much as they could possibly bear to keep up with inflation, want to have summer travel, that's kept airfares up, but at some point that's going to run out.
Okay.
No?
No, I see the economy continuing to weaken. The price you pay to combat inflation is an economic contraction. I see through the second half of the year that we will have the Federal Reserve making the mistake of raising once, probably twice. And then if they raise twice, they're going to probably at some point in the near future have to take back those hikes. That does not mean that you wash away with an eraser the positive catalyst that is generative AI.
So,
All right, y'all.
Nice suits. You guys blend right in.
Quick. So let me know what you guys thought of that. I mean, so that man is basically saying the Federal Reserve should not be raising interest rates anymore because the economy is not as good as everyone is making it out to be. And I'm going to bring your comment up really quick, Vital, here in a minute. But one thing is, where's your comment? Okay, here we go. Here, I just want to respond to this comment. I really appreciate Vital, you guys. So, but I just wanted to remind everyone that we still have historical trends on our side. So us people on the sideline that are super frustrated, we're playing the odds here. We're not fighting the government. Also, Noel, thank you for that super chat. I saw that. I forgot to bring that up here, but I really appreciate that. But you guys, what do we have on our side right now? What is like the biggest case that's saying they're propping up the market? It's still going to crash. We're going to go into recession. What is it, you guys? What do we have on our side right now? No matter what bulls or bears say or whatever, what is the thing that we have on our side? Anyone? Let me see if you guys got it. He mentioned it briefly. You guys know student loans. Yeah, well, student loans is a big one. The inversion of the yields, you guys, the inversion of the 2-year and the 10-year and even the 3-month, the 6-month over the 10-year. Y'all, it is a very deep inversion. So historically, 100% of the time when when the 6-month has inverted over the 2-year or over the 10-year, we've had a recession 100% of the time. So according to history, according to fundamentals, we're going to enter into a recession, and it's probably going to be a bad recession. And generally, y'all, the more that it's being propped up, the worse the recession is going to be. What do we have next year? Presidential election. I'm not going to get into politics. I've already made that mistake, and I didn't even mean to. I'm not going to step foot into politics. But the presidential election is next year. What if they are overheating this housing market on purpose to prop up all of the stats, and they did the $400 billion in QE, so that when when there's a presidential campaign next year, they have favorable numbers to run with. Do y'all think that that's possible? So in other words, I think that's possible, and here's the reason why. And I'm gonna respond to Vital's comments. Okay, we had massive price decline already. All right. If we're aware of what's going on, we've already seen the cat out of the bag. Home value we do have seasonal decline, but it's not supposed to be so sharp. We have year over year decline in more than like half of the metro areas. My point is the cat is out of the bag. Now, responding to Vital's comment. Okay, let me read this comment. Okay, guys, we have to admit it's not looking at all close to any further price declines in majority of markets. Just no inventory, and builders were very well prepared. Vital, here's what I want to say, man. Last year was worse. Okay, we had less inventory last year. Interest rates were lower, and payments were lower. So last year, what I'm saying is it was worse. We had less inventory. We had more demand last year. And still what happened, brother? We can't say, we can't have this attitude. This is my point, Vital. We can't have this attitude when we're in the buying season, right? We were hoping that there was enough pressure that the seasonality or spring buying season, and this is what I was hoping, I was telling you guys, that it was so strong that it would crush the normal seasonality. But we can't lose hope during the worst time to buy. We can't lose hope. If you're going to lose hope, Vital, okay, if you're going to lose hope, I'm not going to give you permission, but if you're going to lose hope, do it when it's not the buying season. Do it between December and February. If in December and February you're not seeing these trends reversed and things like that, I don't want to say lose hope. Okay, I don't want to say that, but it's just different is my point. Okay, we're in the buying season right now. It is what it is. They injected $400 billion in QE back into our economy. What I mean, Vital, you know this, man. I mean, we've been following it on this channel. This isn't normal. And also ask yourself this question, my friend, my dear friend, Vital. Where would we be again? And I'm asking everyone this. Where would we be if they did not do the quantitative easing? Where would we be right now? So I guess the question is will they keep doing quantitative easing, right? And I think that's what me and Vital and Jeff and like Johnny are all like, this is the point where we're at, right? Pretty much all four of us. Is the Federal Reserve going to continue to do quantitative easing if something breaks in the economy and in the market? And by doing that quantitative easing, it is absolutely wrecking the housing market. It's absolutely wrecking it. And who's it wrecking most? The current homeowners and in the future homeowners. The current homeowners don't have, even though, yes, they're sitting pretty if they purchased in 2021 and before that because they have low rates and a lot of equity, the home ownership costs that they signed up for are accelerating. Example, if they purchased in 2021, say they purchased a $400,000 house, put a 10% down payment, and it was in Texas, I can tell you guys from 2021 to 2023, the property taxes are way worse and the homeowners insurance are way worse. And we can't say that the economy is doing well because they haven't, and the consumer isn't doing well because we haven't even started school loans. It's not real. Start all the stuff back up again, and let's see if the consumers are spending like they're spending now. That's my point, my man. This situation is such a clown show, you guys. I'm going to try not to get triggered here. Oh, my gosh. It really, really is frustrating to me, the circus show here. But Vital, I hope, I just hope you know, Vital, I feel you, man. But my opinion is unchanged. But I feel what you're saying because I'm listening to you and I empathize with you and I care about what you're saying. And I'm like, all right, what if he's right? We don't know what the Federal Reserve is going to do. They weren't supposed to print $400 billion over the weekend. Oh, that is insane to me. But all right, we're going to listen to another video, you guys. This video is going to be about insurance and how crazy insurance it is, how crazy the insurance costs are. Because again, this is destroying people. Even people that owned, say they purchased in 2015, 2016, 2017, if these people were on a fixed income like Social Security or disability income, so what that means is they can get no increase in income. They're like fixed with this much money per month. You guys, those homeowners got wrecked because they're paying for everyone's appreciation in their house in the form of property taxes. The property taxes exploded. Homeowners insurance exploded. And we're going to listen to the homeowners insurance aspect right now because, you guys, this is like really crazy. The homeowners insurance right now is getting like so out of hand. And it's not just in Florida. They're doing this. They're doing stuff like this out in California as well because of all the wildfires. And I'm from SoCal. There's been many days where I woke up and there's ash on the car. So I'm going to play this and I got to text my son real quick because he's on his way. So you guys, if you can, let me know that the audio is good here. Okay.
5. I'm Jameson Euler.
And I'm Wendy Ryan. Thank you for joining us. Citizens Property Insurance is proposing an average 14% increase on all personal lines of policies. That means homeowners, condo owners, mobile homeowners, and renters. Remember, Citizens is the last resort property insurance provider in the state, and only those who are left with no other affordable options can sign up.
ABC Action News in-depth reporter Stasi Almos has been covering the property insurance crisis for months now. She joins us in the studio with what this means for homeowners right here in the Bay Area. Stasi?
Well, guys, right now, Citizens is supposed to be the last resort option here, but I've been covering this issue for almost 2 years. And again, people tell me it's their only option. And here's why. Nearly a dozen private companies have gone insolvent in the last couple years. They claim due to outrageous lawsuit costs. Dozens more have pulled out of the state or stopped writing new business. And overall, rates. Homeowners are seeing their insurance costs double, even triple, as companies try to pay their expenses. So yes, Citizens now has a record number of policies. Prior to 2020, they averaged about 400,000 policies. Today, they tell me about 1.3 million. One of those is Inda Stag.
Citizens was my only option. No one else would touch me.
Inda Staggs lives in a quaint 1926 home in St. Petersburg.
I moved here in 2018. The insurance it doubled by 2020.
She says it went from about $3,000 to $6,000. And last year,
They told me my insurance was going to go up to almost $13,000, which was crazy.
she says the next insurance company she got dropped her within 1 month. And the only option left was Citizens.
$4,555 a year for my 1,100 square foot home.
A third of what her insurance would have been with her first insurer, but still 3 times the amount she was paying in Virginia in 2018.
I have nightmares about the insurance here.
And the nightmares are getting worse.
I'm very concerned about what's going to happen this year because I know it's going to go up maybe 15%. And I got a notice that said if another company offers you within 20%, then you have to take it.
New legislation passed in the second special session on property insurance last year makes a homeowner ineligible for Citizens if another company offers to take their policy at a rate within 20% of Citizens. It also requires all Citizens homeowners to get supplemental flood insurance, no matter their flood zone. And now the state-regulated company is asking the Office of Insurance Regulation for an average 14% rate increase.
Citizens is incredibly inexpensive. They don't want to write any business, but they're taking on a huge amount of risk. So it puts the policyholders at risk. It puts the citizens in the state of Florida at risk.
Tampa Bay insurance agent Mike Puffer says he's writing almost all of his new business with Citizens. The others have homes valued above Citizens' max of $700,000.
Even what we're seeing when we have to endorse a lot of the policies or write flood policies, it's still cheaper than if they were to just buy a standalone policy through the private market.
According to Citizens, an analysis of homeowners' rates in 2022 found their average premium was 44% below premiums charged by 9 private companies in the state. Looking at their latest data from the end of March, Citizens has about 1.3 million policies, with nearly $3.9 million from premiums and surcharges, compared to $502 million in total exposure, meaning the amount of everything they are insuring.
I'm considering leaving because of the insurance. I honestly don't know what people who have less than I do, what they're doing. This is not the United States, it's Florida.
So again, the purpose of today's Citizens Rate hearing is to gather public input and get testimony from citizens regarding those filings, many of the things that we just heard. Now, the Office of Insurance Regulation is expected to make a final decision after the public comment period ends. That'll be at the end of the month, June 22nd.
Yeah, and Stassi, it might not happen right now, but the thought of these prices going that high is going to scare a lot of people. Is there anything they can do to maybe lower the prices?
All right, my one piece of advice is storm-proof your home. So when an insurance company is looking at what they have to insure, if they have to insure an older roof, if they have to insure windows that may blow out during a storm, it's going to cost more. So try to storm-proof your home and talk to your agent about how you can lower your rates.
And we're going
Okay, so just real quick, and I'm going to get to that super chat. I hope you guys really understand the gravity of the situation, and this can spread. This can spread. Right now, it's predominantly in Florida, but imagine owning a home in Florida and waking up and your insurance goes from $1,500 to $6,000. And now but another thing I hope you guys caught is not only that, there's insane requirements. Like if you find someone else that's within a 20% variance, you have to take that, and you're required to have flood insurance. The thing is if people can't insure their house, the biggest financial investment of their lives, why would you want to buy it? Because if it gets swept away, guess who's responsible for that house? You are. And you're responsible for the loan, yet you don't have a place to live. So this insurance thing is proving to be quite huge. It's just really crazy. And I can't express this enough that it's really going to hurt the people on fixed income, people that are retired on Social Security, disability. they can't afford to go from $1,800 to $6,000 because their income never goes up, right? Their income stays the same. So they budget according to their fixed income. So when they have like surprise expenses, it kills them, you guys. So this isn't fair because technically they're paying for what the Fed did as far as quantitative easing and now the quantitative tightening. Here's a good comment right here. Really appreciate you, my brother, for the support. Excuse me, you guys. I'm still fighting a cold. It's been like 4 weeks in my sinuses. This is part of Houston. But this is some good news. So some positive stuff here. Basically out in California, he's seeing it softening. And I'm going to do another live probably tomorrow. And I'm going to show you guys the metro areas that are softening. And that one's going to be for you, Vital. Because remember what I'm saying. I believe the pocket of whiplash downward for prices, yes, it can coincide with the federal funds rate being increased, which would be July 26th, and then also possibly in September. But I believe the pocket of the whiplash downward is going to start at the end of July, the end of June, beginning of July. But I believe if it doesn't, it's going to be in that pocket of beginning of July to the beginning of September. And ask yourself, you guys, guess what happens at the end of August? If you got kids, you should know this. It's back to school. Okay, if you're a professional in real estate, you know when kids go back to school, people don't shop for houses. So what's going to happen to all these new homes that are going to be everywhere? And I can't wait to do some boots on the ground videos. I'm going back out to Phoenix. I'm going back out to Vegas. I can't wait, you guys, when we're on the other side, when the pendulum starts to swing the other way, I'm going to go back out there and I'm going to show you guys the great deals. And I can't wait to start buying real estate. I can't wait to buy my primary residence, you guys. I'm like salivating, and I have all these plans. But let's talk now about something that is just insane, you guys. Let's talk about the vacant homes now. So I'm going to bring up the U.S. Census data, and we're going to bring up an article about the vacancies and really how bad the vacancies are right now. And the fact that if it wasn't for these vacancies, y'all, we wouldn't even be in this problem that we're in today. We wouldn't. And I think I did a video yesterday, and I highlighted this. But there is a massive, massive problem with the vacancies. And we're going to go into the article that's going to break down the fact that not all these vacancies are like, some of them need rehab. So some of them are like not livable, right? But the thing is like, and the article is going to conclude essentially that we need to figure out ways to like take like failing units, housing units, and then turn them into livable units again. But listen to this, guys. So everyone, all us homeowners on this, potential future homeowners, you're going to be a homeowner. If you're listening to this, you're not a homeowner right now. I already know you're going to be a homeowner. You're going to be a homeowner. Just don't give up hope. Don't give up hope. That's the number one thing. Do not give up hope, you guys. Now look at this, 15 million vacant housing units. You guys can see that here. Okay, so that represents 15 million. Now year-round vacancies, 11 million. If we had 600,000 more active units listings, we would be at pre-pandemic levels of inventory. 600,000. That's it. Just 600,000. That's all we need, you guys. 5% of this and we're done. 5% of this, our housing market's flipped. 5%. That's it. That's all we need. So how do we get this? How do we get those units? That's 11 million homes year-round vacancy. Now, some of that is because homes are being up for rent. So we got 3 million homes that are sitting empty because they're up for rent. So that means there's another 8 million homes that are just sitting empty. This is insane. Now, 7 million homes are intentionally being held off the market. So we basically have 7 million homes. Now, they're held off the market for occasional use, temporary use, or here is other. But my point is like, if we really think about this, guys, do we really have an inventory problem? Yes, I know we do. Okay, we do have an inventory problem, but what is the problem? Is it a lot of people are like, oh, the problem with the inventory right now is the lack of building after the last great financial collapse. After the last great financial collapse, 2009, 2010, it crippled a lot of these new home builders. And because it crippled a lot of these new home builders, they pulled back from building as much properties. So a lot of people are saying that's why we're in this situation. But I'm saying, well, we got to look at the whole picture here. And one big reason why we're in this situation is the speculation. There's just too many homes right now that are not being used. They're not being rented. They're not being lived in. They're not being sold. I say if you're not going to use it, you're abusing it because of the situation. Don't abuse property. Do something with it. by all means. And the thing is I don't have a right to tell people what to do. So I don't know that government intervention's the way to go, and I don't want it. But what I am noting here is those actions are hurting us all. That's all I'm saying. Okay, can the government fix it? They'll probably break it. But regardless, my point is, guys, is there is an overwhelming amount of vacant homes, and the article that I'm about to read is going to go into the homelessness and also the vacant homes as well. Johnny's feeling good today. Johnny, thank you for the great information. As always, question: could you have Orlando's? Good one. That's a good one, man. So in case you guys are wondering like what that was all about, Johnny, stop it, Johnny. You're messing me up and embarrassing me in front of everyone. But if anyone's wondering, Johnny and I have a bet, as well as Jeff and Vital Signs. My bet is we're going to have 1 million active units by the end of the year. Okay. And everyone, and I'll admit it's not looking good so far, but at least we have more inventory than we did last year. And we ended almost 800,000 units last year. Again, Johnny, we ended almost 800,000 units last year. There's more home building going on right now and more inventory this month over last month. So don't count me out, brother. That's all I'm saying. Don't count me out. But we're going to go into this article. I think you guys are going to like it. At least I hope you are. This is really, really heavy. Let me do a timestamp. If you guys want to come back here and check this article out, I think you should. Again, it's going to go into how great a deal these vacant homes are, and really it's going to compare that to homelessness. So name of this article, and everything's already in my description: vacant homes versus homelessness in cities around the U.S. Okay. I'm going to go through this quickly, and then we can all go, on with our day. But for many Americans, finding affordable housing continues to be a challenge. Whether you're renting or buying, in today's real estate market, many overpriced homes sit vacant, while populations experiencing homelessness continue to grow. In this study, we took a closer look to the data from the U.S. Census Bureau, the Department of Housing and Urban Development, or HUD, to compare the number of people experiencing, my sinus says, geez, homelessness to the number of vacant housing units in 100 major cities across the country. Continue reading to learn more about which cities have the highest risks of homelessness in America. But look at some of the findings, okay? And wait until I show you this. This is like, it hit me in my heart. Key findings. I'm so sorry, you guys. I'm so sorry. So embarrassing. Key findings. Over 580,000 Americans are experiencing homelessness. There are currently 28 vacant homes for every one person experiencing homelessness. And I'm not saying like I got to be really careful, but I'm not saying like someone that's like choosing to be a drug addict, they're choosing not to go to work, they're making those decisions. I'm not saying that they should live in someone's house for free. I'm not saying that at all. So don't get me wrong, but what I am saying is I'm comparing how many vacant homes we have. So again, think about this. For every homeless person, there are 28 vacant homes. Does that not shock you guys? For every homeless person in America, 28 vacant homes. So maybe, if I'm a homeless person, I'm just going to go to the state with the squatter laws, and I'm going to just squat my way right into your house because the law allows me to do that. But I'm not homeless, you guys, and I would never do that. But I'm just saying, interesting. While cities like New York, Los Angeles, Seattle have some of the largest unhoused populations in the country, Detroit has the most vacant homes per unhoused person, sitting at 116 empty homes per unhoused person. Insane. Syracuse, New York has the second most vacant homes per unhoused person at 110 vacant homes per person. San Jose, with the highest population of Gen Z youth experiencing homelessness with nearly 80. This is San Jose. San Jose, what's the median sales price in San Jose? 1.2 million? The median sales price in San Jose is something like 1.2 million, yet they still have 85 vacant homes for every one homeless person. You guys, we have a vacant home catastrophe in America. Pacific Islander and Black Americans are the populations most at risk to experiencing homelessness. So this is very intriguing. Let me see if I can zoom in. This is like, wow. Okay, so basically, this is what this represents. Again, you can come back here and you can reference it, but you guys see this right here where it says 116, and then Chicago's showing 57. That represents how many vacant households per homeless person. Okay, So, so in reference to New Orleans right here, it says 55.84. That means New Orleans has 55 vacant homes for every homeless person. Lakeland, Florida, 97 vacant homes for every homeless person. Charlotte, North Carolina, 54 vacant homes. Orlando, 61. This is crazy. Pittsburgh, 63. Is there any Texas on here? I don't see any Texas. This is crazy, you guys. We can't say that we don't have a vacant home catastrophe in America right now. I would also say we have a homeless catastrophe also in America right now. It really sucks. The homelessness problem is very, very sad. A lot of those guys are just addicted to drugs, and they're probably just suffering and hurting and feel trapped, and they don't know what to do. So they're just on drugs and they ruin their life. And California gives them more drugs, and they pay for them to have drugs, and then they pay for them to live in hotels, and they're funding their drug addiction. And that is going on in California right now. So yeah, we have a homeless problem. 16 million homes currently, again, 16 million homes currently sit vacant across the U.S. and every state across the country. Many homes, listen to this, many homes remain empty while hundreds of thousands of Americans face homelessness. Vacant homes and buildings often succumb, here it is, to the elements and deteriorate due to leaks, damage, and general lack of maintenance before ever finding a buyer willing to pay their inflated prices. An abundance of vacant homes on the market are also attributed to rising rent and home prices. So this is basically saying that it's not just speculation. There's a lot of vacant homes as well, y'all, because of being run down. And again, you guys can come back here, but this is going to break down the numbers. So looking at Chicago has 57 homes per every vacant person, but it's going to tell you also how many vacant units. So in Chicago, okay, there's 307,000 vacant homes in Chicago. 307,000 vacant homes in Chicago. Wrap your mind around that. Are we really, do we really need to pay these elevated prices? I'm telling you guys, they're propping up the economy and they're putting it on the backs of new homeowners. That's what we have no business paying these prices right now. Look at how many homes vacant in Chicago, 307,000. Meanwhile, the homelessness, 5,400. Geez, you guys, Detroit has 184,000 vacant homes. Geez, Philadelphia, 186. This is so shocking. Scranton, 12,000. This is just wow. So U.S. cities with the largest youth population experiencing homelessness, you guys can see clearly East Coast, West Coast. So East Coast right here, look at that. Just loaded, loaded, loaded. West Coast also pretty much everywhere. West Coast, not so much here in Texas, little bit in Louisiana, not as bad in Florida. And I think that's why you're seeing such a migration to Florida. And even though the natives know that Florida is way overpriced, the people from California and the people from New York are like, no, that ain't overpriced. You want to see something overpriced? Go to SoCal, go to New York, and we'll show you overpriced. But that's not good for the natives because they run right over the natives and they blow all the fundamentals right out the door. It's kind of a bummer, you guys, but let me just read you guys the conclusion. This is also interesting. This goes into like the race, like if it's white, black, Hispanic, Asian. I did a video on NAR, man. I can't believe. I'm going to just stay away from all of that type of stuff. You know, I'm going to tell you guys something. When I do videos, my heart's always in the right place. You can guarantee that. Now, here's a list of all the cities. If you want to see how much homelessness and how many vacant units are in these cities, very, very interesting. Look at Chicago, 307,000. We saw that. St. Louis, Jeff M. Bro, 124,000 vacant units in St. Louis. Are you kidding me? So Jeff is just stressing out. I'm stressing out. Meanwhile, there's 124,000 empty units in your market, Jeff. What do you say to that? Sup, homie? Jason, bro, I'm so sorry. I haven't made it out, man. Jason, I love you, man. Don't give up hope, dude. I'm just trying to keep up is all. Appreciate you, brother. But this is really, really good if you guys want to go and take a look at this. But let me read these closing thoughts, okay? And then we're going to be done with this. While the causes of homelessness and vacant homes are complex, it's clear that addressing these issues will require a comprehensive and compassionate, because it's not fair, right? Because these homelessness are not working. That's why we need compassion. And I would argue even empathy, depending on what you've been through in life. And I've been through a lot, so I have empathy. Possible solutions to fight the disparity between the two included increasing funding for affordable housing. I love that one. That's a good one, affordable housing. And homeless services, implementing policies that address discrimination and systemic barriers. Okay, good. And this is the good one. This is the one I love. And finding innovative solutions to repurpose vacant homes and to provide housing for those in need. If we do that, if we can repurpose some of those vacant homes, it's going to help. It's going to help you guys. I mean, why wouldn't it help, right? It should help. So that's going to do it. I just wanted to say I appreciate each and every one of you. You guys have a great Sunday. I'm going to do a live tomorrow as well. In the live tomorrow, we'll go over a little bit more in detail about the market. I'll do a market analysis, talk about some things like that. But I definitely appreciate you guys. Have a great Sunday. And don't forget, okay, use the data to find the deal. And other than that, if you're out there investing in real estate, you already know I wish you luck. And I hope that you